Welcome to another episode of Searching for MacGuffin with your hosts, George,
Dan,
Gabe,
and Link.
I'm sorry. Did I hear?
You heard
Dan?
that was like an extra space. They're like, what? Wait,
Dan.
was that Dan?
What? What?
Oh, Danny boy.
It's usually like George, Gabe, Link, but there was like a second one.
Is there like an echo after
Right?
George?
There's
There's
like
like
a
a Dan. Did you go twice, George?
I was gonna sing the song Danny Boy, but I actually don't know it.
There's like a George and then Dan.
Dan's here.
Oh,
I heard-
oh, what? You are here. You're literally sitting right here.
Hi. Oh, where have you been? New Zealand.
I've been worried about you.
And I have not been with Ezra Miller, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, but he.
And I do not like The Good Dinosaur.
No, that's clearly your
Hate
favorite.
The Good Dinosaur.
You were literally
movie
messaging me.
sucked.
Okay. We try not to
I have
be
to
negative.
clear my name.
All right.
You got to clear your name a lot more.
This
'cause
show's been missing some negativity.
You got to clear your name a lot more because you got in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you actually got in trouble. I think you just made that up.
Where were you January 6th?
Oh, you did mention that.
He
now,
said it.
Now that I think about it.
Where
yes.
were you January
Okay.
6th?
I was home.
In where?
Actually, wait a
Florida.
minute. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, you were in my class on January 6th through a computer.
I believe so.
Yeah, we actually.
I have
Yeah.
an alibi.
We experienced that
Okay.
event.
Yeah,
together.
you were in class on a
Okay,
computer.
okay.
You could have been
Digital background?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of people are doing it
You could
nowadays.
have been like that guy on TikTok that has a digital background, a green screen behind him, and he goes.
He has a contraption where he just
Yeah,
rides a
but-
bike.
Yeah.
Do
No.
you even need a green screen nowadays or?
Yeah.
has
yeah,
one,
yeah.
but
The
I
green
think-
screen's better, obviously.
Oh, it
yeah.
is? Okay.
I was
Because I
playing
bought
Animal
one and I was-
Crossing. Playing Animal Crossing.
With who? With whom?
Wait, we were doing like a whole like shared experience
I was
thing,
playing
and you were playing
Animal Crossing the whole time.
Democracy was under attack.
Then
and you were playing-
I
explain
was
why
playing-
your names were found on the records found in Mar-a-Lago.
Those are donation.
You
Those are
donated
donation.
to the insurrection?
No.
Explain yourself, sir.
All right, we're not doing this.
But welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
So much for clearing his name. He can't even.
Yeah.
He can't even deny it.
Yeah.
No, I'm denying it. I'm just not playing into it. We're
You should-
done.
You should get a lawyer.
How was
I know a blind lawyer from
Just
Hell's
not-
Kitchen.
Yeah, and he's around now. We've seen him.
Yeah. New suit and everything.
Yeah. New suit, new. I didn't know how I was gonna finish that sentence.
Knew him.
New devil.
New,
devil.
The devil in a new dress.
The devil wears Prada.
Is Prada make the yellow suit? Anyways, how was New Zealand?
It's fantastic.
It's beautiful.
It's
I heard.
beautiful,
I've
yeah.
never been out there. Is that,
Can't believe you were an extra in the new Powers of the Ten Rings.
I was a dwarf.
they were, oh,
A female
A
dwarf?
female dwarf because of his beard.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You said the power of the Ten Rings, and I was like, are they already filming a new Shang-Chi movie?
Oh, is that not the name
It's
of
Rings
the?
of Power.
I understood you perfectly.
Thank you.
Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings.
I was like, why would they be filming in New Zealand? You got the scoop right here. There.
Well, no, I was Danny Rand.
Oh, did you get the?
Ooh, I
Are
got the
you
part.
recap?
I got the part.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's an upgrade.
But it's a weird, like Danny Rand as a dwarf,
They're going a really
female
weird
dwarf?
direction.
female dwarf.
They're doing a multiverse thing.
They're giving a lot of control to the director.
He's-
and it's like,
He's the Middle Earth 616.
Dude,
Danny Rand.
every time I hear multiverse, I want to just give up.
Yeah,
I
don't
cringe.
I don't like that name.
it hurts now.
It's not a name.
That word
Yeah.
gives me goosebumps.
You mentioned multiverse in a film earlier today. We were talking. What was it?
Clock stoppers.
Clock stoppers. Yes. Clock.
What?
What did you say?
What'd you say?
Clock stopper.
Tick 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 tick
Oh.
tick 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 tick.
I heard something else.
Yeah, we got that.
Patreon.
Clock stoppers.
I heard cop stoppers, which makes sense because where were you January 6th?
Totally what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Nothing else.
I thought you said block stoppers. I thought that's what you were gonna.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's it.
Okay.
Shock Trooper?
There's something
Eh.
else for the multiverse.
Yeah, it was
I
a
don't
movie that you were like trying to explain to me that like, oh, it happens in another time. or-
Ugh, multiverse.
No, it
But I got stuck
It
on
has
clock
a
stoppers.
multiverse. It was something that I was explaining.
Oh, it was Gabriel. It wasn't. I'm telling Danny. It was a conversation
But
with
Danny, I
Gabriel.
think, saw it.
Danny wasn't
So
even
he knew.
there.
He
Oh,
was.
What?
Is it the Lord of the Rings probably
was
having the multiverse now?
Is that?
Or no, they're having.
Oh wait,
they're
was
having
it
like a
Gollum? Gollum?
Gollum is in
What
a
is the
multiverse.
correct pronunciation?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh no, it was Dragon Ball.
Oh.
Dragon Ball Super.
Like,
I was explaining
oh
the
yeah,
term.
there's a multiverse in
There's
Dragon Ball
multiverse.
Super. That's right.
Oh.
Because of different Gokus and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Technically, there was already a multiverse, right? Because like the old movies didn't align with the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So everything's a multiverse, basically.
Oh, stop saying it.
You know, in another multiverse,
It makes me cringe.
in another world,
We
you
have
know-
5 hosts on this show.
That's true. That is canon.
S5M.
Yeah. But there's other worlds where we don't have a show at all.
World must suck.
Yeah. I'm really glad we don't live in that
I
world.
wonder
Yeah.
what I'm doing in that world.
You're
But-
dead.
I mean, you're not even on this show in this
No,
world.
that's the world where I died of the swine flu when it was really bad.
In that world, you were a police officer at the Capitol who gave their life in
No.
sacrifice to
No,
defend
he was
this
the
country.
he was the police officer who was secretly a cop stopper.
I don't even know what's a cop. What's a cop stopper?
Gobstopper.
It sounds like the everlasting gobstopper.
Gobstoppers?
Yeah, that Willy Wonka candy that just never ends. You just suck on it. You know. Never mind.
What did he say?
What did he say? It's in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You put it in your mouth. I'm gonna stop talking.
You put it in your mouth and yeah.
Just, you know.
and it just never ends, right? There's no
Mm.
gum in the middle, right?
A
I
gum?
promise I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this on purpose.
You're never mind. I couldn't say that.
Okay. New rule. We're never doing a Willy Wonka episode. That's it. We're not gonna make it.
Can't talk about candy.
Yeah, we don't talk about candy.
Says the one who came up with the kid in a candy store.
That's right.
Episode
And I never
title.
explained it.
Yeah, you never did explain.
and
it.
I never will.
Well, I
Those
explained.
are some good memories we have.
That's
Yeah,
true, right?
that's a
Well,
story.
it's been quite a journey here.
Been
Wait, what are we
long.
even talking about today? What's happening?
Well, this is episode 49-ish, right?
49.50.
49.
49.50.
49.50. Oh.
I'll take you to the candy shop.
What?
Oh,
Eh,
full circle.
Oh, wow, look at that.
50.
What
What
do
a
you-
month.
49.50.
49.50.
Dude, that's crazy. 50?
50
That's wild,
episodes.
guys.
Yeah, at the end
A
of this
year
month.
of
A
content.
whole year.
That's right. Wow.
So we're ending the show.
That's it. It's over. It's a wrap.
That was
That was a good experiment.
Yeah.
That was Link's recommendation.
That was a nice little COVID project. I think we
I said we end the
accomplished
show.
a lot.
Yeah.
Use the money. Sell the show. Use that money.
Sell the show.
Oh,
We
I
already-
I
we
never
already-
even took
I
that
am
into-
open to selling the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're taking bidders if anyone wants the airtime.
Yeah.
Tons of patrons.
Is there such thing as airtime? That's nothing really airs anymore on.
It's like a radio.
Yeah. We're not on the radio.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
We're podcast.
You know that I listen to
Podcatch.
You know what? Let's get started. Let's start with that. Let's talk about we're 1 year into this experience, right? Into this experiment. How did we end up here? Like, what made you get into a podcast?
I was recruited.
Okay.
Yeah, that was literally like
I received a phone call.
it was like an Avengers. It was like an Avengers
It
where
was.
Nick Fury's just going around at the end of every movie recruiting people. It's like we want to talk to you
It was the Avengers.
about the MacGuffin initiative.
That sounds
And the guy from Clock Stoppers was there.
that sounds way cooler. The what stoppers?
Clock
Uh,
Stoppers.
Okay. That sounds way cooler than I remember it, but like that's kind of like you think when people watch movies about their life, they're like, nah. They're like, it wasn't that dramatic.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But ours was super dramatic.
Who would play us in our movie? Searching for Mc.
Paul Rudd.
Sure,
Paul
were you
Rudd
gonna
would
say
play me.
McMuffin?
Well, no, what?
I just went for the joke
Yep.
of the right
Nah,
there.
you got it. Nah,
I
I
just
support
dibs.
this. I support
Dibs.
this.
So I'm so happy we're ending this podcast.
Just for the record, that's not happening. Okay. The thing is, I would believe that Paul Rudd would come and read for Link, and then the director would choose him for Gabriel.
I believe that.
Yeah, he'd be just like, "You're too handsome.
Yeah.
You're just."
I think
too.
I think it'd be the opposite. I think he'd come in to play me, but then he'd leave with the role of Link.
That's a good one.
I don't like that one because you just went back on
It's
like your whole joke of
it's
stealing.
for Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
And he plays all of us.
Oh, I like that.
No, we have a show
Oh.
about Tuval roads.
Yeah, so he
Exactly.
just
And now it's a show about 4.
nah. It's a movie because he needs
A
to win
movie
an
about
Academy
4.
Award.
Exactly.
Yeah,
4.
Building the MacGuffin. That's the
Academy
name of the movie.
Awards.
Building the MacGuffin,
Building the MacGuffin.
and it just ends with episode 1.
The MacGuffin stopper.
Speaking of episodes,
It ends with episode 1. The audio super janky in the finale of the movie.
so I'm assuming
It's
episode 1 is
echoey.
your episode 1 through 7, 6 is your favorite episode.
No,
One of those your
man.
favorite episodes.
I dread 1 through 7.
when your early episodes are so bad, you record an apology before them. Like you go back and you're like, guys, don't stop
No,
listening.
we had
here.
to time travel and be like, guys,
power through.
sorry.
Guys, I'm sorry. This is garbage.
What?
But yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It sounds like garbage.
Oh, I
Like
thought you
talking
were
about-
apologizing for the fact that you're eating a mandarin.
It smells nice though.
It does smell nice, but
Smell
he's
nice.
literally just throwing like orange peels
Guys,
on my counter floor
Tangerine.
desk.
Mandarin, Cutie, Halo.
Are they all the same fruit?
What is
I
Is this
thought they
Mary
were
F.
all
Kill?
I'm marrying Cutie.
what is the difference?
I don't know.
Yeah, I am
killing-
marrying. I'm killing go.
Tangerine.
You're killing
Okay.
Tangerine, but it's Aaron Taylor Johnson. Oh, you haven't seen the movie.
No. And
I
hurry
don't
up,
know.
hurry up.
Who am I-
Chew a
Can
little
I
closer
say
to the mic.
effing?
No.
ASMR.
It's I think the PG version is kiss, marry, kill.
Ah, kiss Mary.
It's
I'm
marrying.
kissing Halo.
Give consent form. Kill.
Okay.
And I'm eating them all.
Okay. First of all, Cutie and Halo are brand names.
Okay.
Yeah, there's.
That's,
A
that's what I.
A mandarin and
Thought.
tangerine are 2 different fruits.
A mandarin.
What
and
am
a
I
eating right
tangerine.
now?
That's a mandarin. I only buy
What's
mandarins.
the difference?
But it's kind of big and it has seeds, right?
Is it
This one
tangerine?
didn't have seeds.
Oh, this one
Oh,
didn't have
tangerine.
seeds. Then that's a
That's why I'm
mandarin.
The
That's a mandarin.
tangerine is like a baby orange.
Yeah, tangerine's like a baby orange.
It's a-
Mandarin is like just
a different
better
fruit.
than everything.
Yeah, they're different fruits. They're just different. Like
So a
citrus.
tangerine is an orange.
They're like cousins of the orange. Yeah, tangerine orange. No, mandarin orange is also an orange.
Wow, we really went way off here.
So
Yeah.
they're both oranges.
Yeah, they're both oranges. They're like variants. Multiverse.
Stop, please.
No.
You're right. Maybe the show has to end.
Okay. So, all right. So you guys got recruited.
I don't know about you guys, but I just received a phone call
From who?
It's a
from,
knock knock
from
joke.
you.
You what?
Oh no, I think he
You
means
got-
back to the original topic of how he got on the show.
I called you?
I
No,
thought
he still
you
doesn't remember
three
that.
were having a meeting.
I thought he was starting a bit.
You were having a meeting?
I thought he
you
was
three-
starting a
I
bit
was-
where he was like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just receiving a phone call right now. I thought I was gonna pick it up.
I
and-
thought you were on board before I was.
I was, and then I wasn't because we had no idea what the future of the show would be. And then I graduated.
Oh, that's right, because Dan
He was going to do it when he was in high school?
well, no, he wasn't gonna do it. I
But
was
he
like,
told me
I
about
have
it.
this idea to do a podcast, and Dan's like, I don't have anything to do because I don't do homework. So he just started.
I just play Animal Crossing.
Yeah, exactly. He did the most beautiful graphic for the show that I have ever seen, except the show was S4M at the time because we hadn't thought of the 4,
Dude, that thing was
Part?
beautiful.
right? So then by the time the show started and we switched it, he was like, I don't know how to do that anymore.
How do you forget how to do
Bro,
it?
that
Animal,
was like,
Animal
oh,
Crossing erased that part of
Yeah.
his brain.
You ever have one of those nights where you wake up and you have to do something?
Mhm.
I just spent a whole night
Yeah.
working on that. And I was like in a different mind.
Yeah.
You were in the zone.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
fun.
and if you can correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm remembering it correctly, but I was like, I don't think I even asked him to do it.
Yeah,
he
you
was just
did it. I
like,
was
this is a
on
great idea. This is the aesthetic for your show.
I need to do this.
I mean, it got you in, right?
Yeah,
Congrats.
Yeah.
that was the pitch.
That initiative.
I never got that back.
That's a MacGuffin initiative
Yeah.
that we want.
That's right.
He said I never got that.
Yeah, where's
That was it.
that initiative been?
I peeked.
It's
I
like
got
when-
in and I was like, all right.
It's like those guys that like interview amazingly and then just
Yeah,
it's all downhill from
Yeah,
like
they
day
just-
This is
one.
the best you're gonna get ever from me.
Yeah, that's it.
But it was beautiful. It was beautiful. What else? So yeah, so I told him I was like, one day I would like to do this show, and it was just like a dream because it was like I was busy like being a teacher full time, and then the pandemic hit. He graduated during the pandemic. We stayed in touch,
Tragic.
and then when it came time to launch the show, because I personally was like, look, this is the right. I've always wanted to do it, but I didn't have like the right co-host to do it. Link was in California.
Oh, they
Gabriel
moved.
was in Tennessee, And then we all were in the right place at the right time
Yeah.
with a lot of extra time on our hands to start developing,
I really do feel like I was the last one involved.
you know? But you were the missing piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
mean this.
You are the MacGuffin.
I'm surprised. Okay, so we can end it. You found it.
Yeah, we found
We
it.
found it.
Oh,
We're ending the show. I'm telling you. No, but I do remember George and I talking about like creating a podcast, and I think it was on our way to North Carolina, where
I'm disappointed you didn't like fully commit to that.
yeah, I couldn't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The audio levels were gonna peak,
Oh, okay.
and then we should talking about that. And I think that's where on that in that road trip, that's where we came up with the name.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
searching for MacGuffin. Because you went this philosophical route about like, whoa, what can it be? Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
I always
And I was like-
overthink everything.
I'm like, okay. I thought it should be like 2 dudes and Danny. You get me?
yeah, that would have.
2 dudes and a high schooler.
But I think that
in another time.
I think that's what the show is.
You
it was like
cannot
2.5
name
men, but
it. Okay,
you were in
that's
high
fine.
school, so 2.
2.5 hosts.
Bum bum bum.
Was he already in North Carolina?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. It makes a good story. Continue. The timeline's wonky.
So then, yeah, they
But
on,
not
on the
Wonka.
way we came up with that name, and that's it. And
Yeah.
then that's it. We didn't say we just did that. And
Yeah. I was like,
That's
what's the
it.
show about? Yeah, I don't know.
I-
Because we were literally too, like, we thought we were brainstorming, like, way outside. Like, we were talking about, like, deep, like, I don't even know what to say, man. Like,
road trip talk, man.
yeah.
That's when Link gets deep.
Yeah. It is true because we did that, like, coast to coast road
Yeah.
trip from Florida to California. Let me think. Things get real.
Yeah,
Yeah. We should do another road trip.
I'm down. On the road, we record. We've already
Oh.
done it before. We can do it again.
yes, sir.
right.
You just need an Uber driver.
Don't look at me.
No.
Oh, you're on it.
No, you're on it. Yeah.
I'll never forget going in that California trip. They were just playing Pokemon Go, making me drive,
Oh, yeah.
turning every corner.
All right, Gabriel, we need you to make a
Turn
left
here, turn here,
We
no!
need you to make a left here on Lombard Street so that we can take this Pokestop, Pokegym.
All right. So Link joined in that trip to North Carolina.
Well, yeah, we joined together, but after that, I feel like we didn't talk about it. Like
Yeah. It was
Until-
just percolating.
until like I think you ended up talking to either Gabe or Dan, and then from there, like we presented the idea. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah. Because like I said, I think there was a missing puzzle piece. Because it was like,
'Cause-
all right, Dan's the technical guy. We never imagined tech. We never imagined Dan actually being
Oh, I
on
was
the show.
never
and speak.
supposed to be
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah. And then with Link, it was like, all right, he's the funny guy. I got it. So I'll like generate topics and then I'll just let him, crap all over anything I have to say, basically. But then there was like, I don't know.
A voice.
It's hard
in
to
our
do
hearts.
like 2 people.
Yeah,
On
that
the
too.
podcast,
Also,
yeah.
yeah.
So then Gabe was a missing piece, and he
Yeah,
came in.
I was working out in a boxing gym one day, punching a punching bag, and then George just
Wait a minute.
walks in
This
a,
sounds made up.
oh, I
in a
thought he
black
got.
trench coat. And,
Eye patch?
I just got really upset thinking about.
Did he have an eye
like,
patch?
My yes.
Was he blackface?
Wait. Well,
I'm not at liberty to say.
Link is trying to get this show canceled now.
And yeah, he was like, "Hey, the world needs a new podcast. Are you in?"
Am I like Hawkeye in this situation?
Well, yeah, you are because you're just like barely in Thor, right? Your first
Yeah,
appearance,
exactly,
you're like
yeah,
barely in it, and then
yeah.
all of us we skip you sometimes, right? You're not even in Infinity War. Then all of a
Something
sudden-
happened in Budapest.
right? Exactly, and then all of a sudden you
And-
just have
and
your
this
own
case-
show.
This one is not Budapest. It's New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Mm.
Something happens. Yeah.
Mm.
So you're that random factor. Gabe, back to you.
Yeah, no, I think it was both of you. They're like, "Hey, we have an idea. We wanna run it by you." And
You had just moved back from.
I had just gotten back
Yeah.
from Tennessee.
Thank God.
Oh God.
Yeah, and ironically, had you left already, or you were still here?
I think I did.
Right?
When I got the phone call, I think I was already moved.
Yeah. So it was like Dan was like, we were just talking about this before we hit record, but Dan was just like dying to get out. and now he just doesn't stop coming back here.
To Miami.
Yeah.
See?
Why does everybody want to go back to Miami?
You can leave Miami, but you can't leave Miami out of the boy.
That's not. That wasn't right. Yeah, you have to.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Try again.
Season 2.
You can take Miami out of the bowl. Okay. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, you guys were just talking about. You throw me the pitch for the show, and how you wanted to do it. And at that moment, I was kind of just like looking for something in a more creative space to work on.
You were searching for something.
I was searching for a
That's
creative outlet. And so when you guys brought it up, I was like, oh, this is like perfect timing. And yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm on board. Let's do it. Little did I know how that would change everything.
Sucked.
I'm sorry. The recruitment, the whole first year. What?
No, the beginning sucked.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Audio wise.
Because you sit down and you're like, this is going to be easy.
Yeah, just put a mic down. We
Just put a
record.
mic.
Go talk,
Even
right?
finding a
Yeah.
mic was.
which some people do that,
Yeah.
and it's fine, I guess.
No, I mean, people just have headphones in their laptop and just do it from there.
Yeah.
And that's great for one person, but not 3 people
Mhm.
in a room with one mic.
I think we had like
we literally had
Unique-
one mic.
unique challenges. We literally had a mic arm and just put it in the
Yeah.
middle.
What
Yeah.
was the mic?
It was a Yeti.
It was a Yeti.
It was a Yeti, right? We thought this is a good mic, so it'll be enough to just get everybody.
It's a thick mic. It could cover all of us, right?
The fact too that we did like, because for some people this show just manifests itself the first episode, right? But like we really took time to like study and find out.
There's an unheard of like first 2 episodes that I spent hours trying to denoise, and I called them. I was like, guys, this is not good.
Oh, I don't even remember that. That happened.
Yeah, there's 2 episodes out there that are just.
Well, it was a.
We had to redo too.
Oh yeah, because that's right. Okay, so for those of you that haven't been with us all the way from the beginning, or for those of you that might not remember, our first couple episodes were top 5s, right? To kind
Yeah.
of like introduce the host. If you haven't listened to those, I mean, I guess if you don't have anything better to do, go right ahead.
If you want to laugh and cringe,
yeah.
go back.
So I remember our initial idea was like episode 1 is top 5s, and we're gonna cover like top 5 anime, top 5 video games. We're gonna do that one episode.
In one episode. Dude, we couldn't even get past number 2.
Yeah, what were we thinking?
In 45 minutes.
Yeah. So then you had to try to denoise that. How'd that go?
I was hours of like you desperately looking for a YouTube tutorial to answer my prayers. I was like, please, I gotta fix this audio. And then I was like, yeah, this
I feel
guy.
like
This
You
is
can
so
definitely
bad.
tell, like, when listening to those episodes that it's like,
So
I
what was
felt
it?
uncomfortable, I think.
Yeah, what was the difference between that and the actual recording of what is episode 1 now? Like, because we still only had one mic.
No, because initially we had 2.
Okay.
And they were picking up 2 very different sounds.
Oh, that's what. So we had 2 mics.
And one was picking up like just echo. So it was like the worst thing. And they were both on one track.
Okay. So then we cut to
We
1.
cut to 1.
Okay, and that's how we get that sweet underwater effect that episodes 1 through 6 have. Excellent. Well, I don't think I've shared this like with our listeners, but I remember when my wife first listened to it. So she goes, she's like, "Oh, I'm ready. Oh, you guys published it. Awesome." So she presses play, and she's listening to it on her headphones, right? And I just see her face contort in like the weirdest visage, like upon her countenance. And I'm like, what's going on? Is it that bad? Is it really? Because I know it's bad, but like I think it's okay. You know what I mean? Like it's episode 1. Am I delusional? And she takes off her headphones like a couple of minutes in, and she's like, "You cannot publish this. Like, you have to take this down right now. Like, has anyone heard this?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, really? You think it's that bad?" And she's like, "You guys all sound like you're drunk. Like, what were you thinking? Like, how could this sound this bad?" So I like take her phone and I like look at it and I'm like, "Baby, have it on 0.5 speed." So basically, it was like, this is searching for MacGuffin with your house.
I just love the fact that she thought we posted.
Yeah,
So we were like,
that
oh
we were
yeah,
like,
it's
it's good.
Yeah, it's good. We just hammered a couple couple of cold ones and just started recording.
Yeah.
None of us drink, so it's like
It's
she
like,
couldn't think
boom.
like, is it drunk history? Like, is that your thing? Like, is your show now like you're inebriated? But and that's the thing that I was like relieved. Like, okay, she doesn't really think it's that bad. But also, like, how stupid does she think that we all are? Like,
Yeah, that was the part that hurt. She's like,
Yeah.
I edited that, and you thought I was like, oh yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe she thought that sometimes I can be really forgiving of like, the people that I love, especially if they're like students or former students. So like they make a video and they'll send me a video and I'll be like, that's awesome. That's so cool. And she's like, those angles are way off. Like,
So I got the
Why is it
pity.
like-
She thought I got the.
so she thought I was like, Danny's trying his best. He doesn't know he's learning too. But yeah. So if you listen to those old episodes back and you think they're not as good as they should be, put them on 0.5 speed and know they could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could always be worse.
Yeah. Because I've listened to some shows that will go nameless here that have kind of inspired me though. Because I've listened to a lot of shows. Did you guys listen to stuff before we started recording? Like, what was your experience with podcasts in general?
Oh, I go on podcast walks where I walk and
And
listen
pod
to-
walks,
Yeah.
You listen to mostly what?
but
What
not no
genre?
pod racing.
No pod racing. No. No.
No, this is podcasting.
Yeah.
What genre do you listen to?
I listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts.
Oh,
Do that. But
Like Greco-Roman style.
Yeah.
yeah,
wrestling?
Greco-Roman.
just like really seeing who's gonna make the Olympic team this
Exactly.
year.
Yeah. It's weird because they just put a microphone on the mat and it's just noises. Of just like, "Ugh." Yeah, of people crashing on the mats. I don't know what's going on, but
It really motivates you.
but
to
I'm
keep
ready
on
for
walking.
but I'm ready for fantasy.
Dude's grunting in his ear as he
Yo,
walks.
yo, those are wrestling podcasts, man.
As he walks through the pod.
I am ready for fantasy Greco-Roman Olympics. I know who I'm going to pick my first round.
That's good. What's your country like? Who's got the best team this year?
The Greco people.
the
Gecko people.
Greece and
The
Rome.
Greco are,
The
are
Geico
stronger
Gecko?
than the Romans
Yeah.
so far.
All right. Okay. What else? Anything else you listen to on
I
these walks?
yeah. I listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts. I think my favorite one is
I didn't know that actually. I didn't know you listened to a lot of wrestling podcasts.
yeah.
Okay.
My favorite one is Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
That's your favorite wrestling
That's your favorite
podcast?
wrestling
That's not my.
podcast?
That's like the only one that's not wrestling that I
I did not
actually
know that he had a
that I
wrestling
listen
podcast.
to. But that one's my favorite. And that's the one I consistently every Monday. That's the only podcast I listen to that's out.
Our show drops on Monday. He's shaking his head like, I'm sorry.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, he's the one that wants it canceled, so
Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys aren't doing Greco-Roman wrestling.
how Netflix of you.
I might be getting a little ahead of myself, but that reminds me of something that's super funny. Like, at first, I would listen to the episodes like over and over again, like, because we would record them. Then I would listen to the edit. Then, especially early on, they needed a second edit, and then I would listen back to the final edit, and then I would listen to them on the air. And then sometimes, like if my wife hadn't listened to it, I'd put it in the car.
With her.
Yeah, with her, right?
Just watching her reactions.
Yeah, and like a year in, I love doing this show. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but I don't listen to this show at all.
Listen, my editing process, I used to be watchful. I was like,
Yeah.
listen twice, and now it's just
Yeah.
like, I'll skip around.
Now there'll just be points where people aren't even talking,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, "Hey Dan, have you noticed this?"
No, well, my favorite is that Dan at first was so OCD about it.
Yeah, it was-
because it would be like I would say something and this pause would be here. And he would edit it out. Like he was like, "Oh, it was a quarter of a second there."
I was so zoomed in on the audio.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a big chunk.
Yeah.
I really gotta fix this. Oh man.
Yeah, and he would be like, "Remove this like if I say like, he would delete it, delete the like, delete the yeah, delete the And I was like, and I'm like, hey, that
I
how
had
could what?
nothing to do.
Yeah, and the episodes were like 45 minutes back then. And I was like, hey, Dan, how long did it take you to do this week's episode? 5.5 hours. It took me 5.5 hours to edit the 45-minute episode.
It had so much time. It was so like, I was like, I want this to be perfect. Oh,
There it goes again.
Yeah, that sound's gonna stay there.
I also used to try to edit sounds, but
No,
it
my
is what it is.
yeah, my favorite is too that we're constantly like, oh, that bang, oh, that boom, and and then we like listen back to it and it's just not there,
It's
and we're
not that
constantly referencing them, and it's the audience doesn't know what we're talking about ever.
The viewers do.
Yes, the viewers,
viewers,
do, wherever you are. Anybody else? What's your experience with podcasts before we got started?
I'll tell you what, this podcast, I haven't listened to another podcast since we started this one.
Really?
I cannot. I'm done.
I'm done.
Podcast. It's a
You know,
horrible medium.
Because Danny's just like, oh my god, this person's editing sucks, or it's really good.
Overly critical now.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah.
too aware.
That is true because I listen to like.
You're a pod critic.
No, I just a pod hater.
Well, I actually have subscribed to more people. Like, is that weird? Because I know like the hustle and how hard it
I
is
respect that.
to do this. So I'll be like, hey, these guys that I've been listening to free, bro, I'm gonna subscribe to them. And like, I don't know if I'm gonna listen to all their extra content, but bro, they deserve $5. Like, I'm gonna give it to them. And I've even had people that like, have told me like, oh, I started a show because I heard your show, which is like the biggest compliment ever. And I'll be like, you tell me where your show is, because I'm going to subscribe to your show, because I'm going to give back to your show.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
We're Catalyst, man. We're the Catalyst of
Okay.
podcast.
No, we're just doing a little thing on the
We're
side.
we
No,
are the
yeah,
MacGuffins
we
of the
we are the
podcast
MacGuff-
world.
We are the McMuffins of the podcast.
That's
world.
fair.
That's another thing. The name too. That's
The
people
name.
like when people ask you, it's like, oh, you have a podcast? What's it called? Searching for
You just
MacGuffin.
gotta brace yourself a little bit.
And they're like,
Don't
searching
ask
for
questions.
what? McMuffins. And I can't like tell you how many times I've had to explain what I was gonna say McMuffin, what a MacGuffin is. But at the same time, they're like, oh, that's actually really interesting.
Exactly.
It's neat, and they learn something, which I feel like is the point.
But
The
also,
name is beautiful.
what a chance. Like, what an opportunity blown. We could have been searching for McMuffin.
I don't think.
And
I
that
don't
would've-
know how that works.
That would have
Yeah.
been really like specific. I feel like.
Yeah, really,
Ah.
real niche topic.
You know,
could
if
only
you,
talk
if you
about
like, we could have been
McDonald's.
like the Jared of McDonald's. You get me?
Like,
oh,
doesn't-
I don't
Oh,
think I
maybe
want to
the
be the
Jared.
Jared of
Did
anything.
you say Jared?
Yeah. That
Why
was-
would you bleep that out, Danny?
He won't.
He won't.
We clearly covered that he won't bother.
We could have been
to.
the spokesperson of McDonald's. You get me?
Yeah, walk that back. Where were you on January 6th?
I think it might have been you. You might have been pushing the fences, dude.
Yeah,
I was available, emotionally available. I was emotionally available.
I don't
January 6th. So
know
that's
what
how
that
you know
is.
I wasn't there.
What?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I don't get that one.
Me
But
neither.
yeah, the thing about comedy is sometimes you just throw out a bunch and it doesn't all land.
Yeah, not
but-
everything lands.
Yeah. What were we talking about right
Oh
before? that?
wait, but you know what is landing at home soon? Top
Wait,
Gun,
No,
Top Gun
stop
Maverick.
doing this.
When is it coming out?
It's to digital next week. To
Well-
what George has told me.
Well, when they're listening
I
to this,
actually-
it's this week.
It's this week.
Yeah.
Whatever time
Get
travel.
excited.
And they brought it back in Dolby, and I had finals
I
week,
can't believe this.
and I straight up told my friend, "Hey, instead of studying for our last 2 exams of the week,
What is this?
do you want to go watch?" He hadn't seen it yet. I was like, "Do you want to go watch Top Gun in Dolby?" Because he kept saying, "Oh, nah, I'll just watch it like when it comes on Paramount Plus." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
We're not friends anymore.
But then they brought it back. But then that weekend, I had to study for finals, and then it was the last day. It was a Wednesday. It was the last day that it was gonna be in Dolby before whatever movie takes over. And I was like, "Hey,
I
you
think
want to
it
go?"
was ET, by the way.
E.T. Okay. I was like, "Do you want to go?" And he's like, "You know what? Yeah. Don't think. Just do."
That's beautiful.
And
That
that was
is
his
beautiful.
first Dolby movie.
You're like, I ain't ready about
And I
that.
think
was his first-
you ruined Dolby for him.
yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
He's
I
gonna
was-
go watch ET and be like, "What? What is
This
this?"
is
Oh, because he went to go watch. What was it? He went to go watch another movie in
Dragon
IMAX.
Ball Super.
No, he went to go watch another movie in IMAX, and I was raving about Sunset Place. I was like, "Man,
Yeah.
this is like the best theater in Miami." And then he goes into IMAX, and he's like, what was the movie? Oh, Thor. I think it was Thor. Yeah, it was
Uh-huh.
Thor. And he watched it in IMAX and he's like, yeah, wasn't a big fan. It was extremely hot in that theater. I was super uncomfortable. We were all squished
It is
together.
hot in that theater.
Yeah, why is that?
Because I was watching Spider-Man and
I
I,
don't
was
know.
dying.
I think they take all the AC from the IMAX and put it in the
Put
Dolby.
it to Dolby.
They just funnel
Because, but yeah, redemption though.
it. All right. So
That was just my Top Gun comment. It'll
So,
probably stop.
I know
after
you were
this.
waiting for it to be on Paramount Plus, but the rumors is not going to be till November when it hits
Mm, Thanksgiving.
physical release on Blu-ray and DVD. I think they still print those. You're gonna buy it, right?
I'm buying every copy.
Okay, so all right. Going back to what you said about you guys about like explaining to people the title of the show, I just realized that I don't do it. Like people ask me, "Oh, what does that
Ignore
mean?"
them.
And I'm like,
Walks away.
no, I'm just like, "Oh, you gotta listen to the show," and then I walk away. Yeah. Sometimes if they're young, I'll be like, "Oh, you gotta search for it yourself." And it's amazing how people won't Google something. Like, I want to know. I want you to explain it to me.
Tell
now."
me.
Yeah. Oh, I can't
Tell him it's Irish.
Yeah.
Something Irish.
That's-
you wouldn't get
Searching
it.
for McGoofin.
Searching for MacGuffin.
It's just a brave
Yeah,
podcast.
You wouldn't get it.
It's a
It's a
podcast.
brave reference.
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it. All right, so we're 1 year in. We're closing out season 1.
Year 1, dude.
Yeah, that's right. MacGuffin year 1.
MacGuffin
Yes.
year one.
S4M year
You
1.
think we're gonna get picked up by a network?
Well, we
Of
just
course.
well, it's not gonna be HBO Max. I'll tell you that much.
That's my favorite one.
Not soon. Soon. it
All
won't
good
be.
things come to an end.
That's right.
Like this podcast.
Good one.
Do you have an offer on the table somewhere else? Is that why you're?
Did you put it on offer up for the rights?
I'm making us
Facebook Marketplace?
offerable.
You're making your
Oh,
play.
man.
You're making us
they're gonna get
offerable?
the
It sounds like you're
song.
like. Never mind.
Oh, the song.
I
is
don't
what's-
want to. I don't
The
want to
song.
give
That's
up the
where
song.
that's where the money's at.
That is where the money's at. The song is where the money's at.
You know what?
$20 song.
Guys, that's an accomplishment.
Having an intro.
The fact that we
Having to.
we percolated on that idea for so long. Like, let's get an intro. That when we finally got
Talking
it.
to.
Dude, I can't believe like how we would listen to it and we're like, it's just not right. It's just
Oh, yeah.
not right.
The way that
Oh,
we
that's right. 'cause
heard that
no
theme.
one knows
Yeah.
that theme had an extra little tune to it.
Yeah.
That changed it completely.
Yeah.
We were like, it's not working.
And I think we were driving up to Orlando. I was driving with Gabe, and we were listening to it. We were like, "What is wrong with this? Like, objectively, it's okay, but why is it?"
The thing is, like, I would tell Dan, I was like, this is what's wrong with it. The dun, 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 dun,
People
dun.
don't know.
It still haunts his dreams.
yeah.
But then I was like, I don't know. How do you fix that? Do you make it like lower?
Yeah,
What
like,
do you do?
change?
And also, you're the music composer. We had 8 back and forths, but he seemed to be really frustrated after 3. Like,
Yeah,
He was just like,
I was
dude,
like, I don't
It was-
think I can.
he was
keep
like, dude,
asking.
take this, take what I give you and shut up.
he was like, "You paid me. How much
Yeah.
did we pay actually?"
I don't remember.
I want to say it was like $50.
I think it's $50.
Oh no, that's a lot.
Because
it is a lot.
So then we get to
Now you know, buyers. That's how much our show is worth. $50.
No, that's just the first 5 seconds is worth $50. So imagine how the rest of
That's
the 2 hours
That's
that
a
we're
whole
talking-
2 minute.
The rest of
30
2 hours
song,
is
bro.
free.
Yeah, it's a 2-minute 30 song that they hear what, like
just
15 seconds.
just
of?
subscribe to our Patreon. It's $600 a month. So then we get to Dan's apartment, and I go take a shower. I come back out, and Dan's like, "Pah, I fixed it."
Yeah, figured it out.
And I'm like, "What did you do?" And he just presses it, and he just completely eliminated that little synth part. And I'm like,
I just
by God, he's got it.
I just destroyed 1/5 of this guy's work,
Here's the one
and
thing.
it sounded so much better.
Yeah, here's the one thing that I remember. Every time we need to fix something aesthetically with the show, I show Dan, who has no like history or background with like professional wrestling. I show him some professional wrestling thing. He's like, I can't get the logo right. I was like, let me show you the LJN logo from the figures that I grew up playing with. And then it's like,
people don't know that either.
no, we're revealing that right now here on the show. And he's like, that's it. That's the inspiration. The song, we couldn't get it right. I'm like, let me show you FTR's entrance from A. I want this vibe of this music. Yeah. And somehow it just clicks. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
anytime,
it just made sense.
yeah, because he's always been the retro aesthetic was Danny's vision from the very get go. Because that's the graphics he started doing all the way back in high school when there wasn't even a show. And he was like, "Do the retro aesthetics. This is great for what you're talking about." But then I'm like, "I got you. This is your reference point. Boom, point to some retro wrestling thing."
Yeah, because it's hard to just give like, hey, or make a logo for this show. It's
Yeah.
like, what the heck? do
Without
I
any
do?
vision, yeah.
Yeah.
But as soon as you have like a point of reference, it's like, oh, gotcha.
There's so much that goes into it. Like looking back at like when we started the Trello and seeing all the tabs that we have,
Oh
like
yeah.
creating email accounts and the logins and all that stuff.
And that's not even.
Is that you?
They-
Is that you, Lord?
They can't hear that, so they don't know that
Yeah,
a big Bing just came
Well,
out.
listen, the computer
on
needs
the-
an update, okay?
Okay.
It's shutting down in 5.
We can do that later.
No, I think that like there's so much that goes into. I mean, obviously like planning and stuff like that, but even just like equipment, social media, account and stuff like that. And I wasn't expecting that. I guess.
All that hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is, especially the social media stuff. Social media is a big stuff, so it's like we were lucky enough to bring somebody aboard for that.
And really early on too, that was a blessing. It was like, "Hey, I heard your show. I like it. This is what you can do." And we're like, "Will you do
And
it?"
that was after we were all like, social media? No. Social media? No.
Yeah.
Social media?
He's pointing at each of us now.
Yeah, sorry for our viewers. But none of us knew what to do with social media because I'm inactive on social media.
I'm
I
an
thought
active
you were gonna
also.
say an actor.
Yeah, I'm an active social media terrorist.
I'm an actor. I don't do social media.
I have press people who do that for me.
Exactly.
The-
No, but I'm inactive on social media, so I'm like, I
I'm
don't.
also. an
What are
active
you
on-
saying?
Inactive.
Inactive.
Oh,
I keep thinking.
I was not sure what you were saying.
I'm an-
I thought you said I'm unactive. I'm like, what?
I'm
An octave of what?
inactive.
He's an octave.
I'm an
higher.
octave.
But shout out to Leanne
For real.
running our
Yeah,
social
incredible.
media.
Our social media queen.
There you go. We love her. She's
Should get a
fantastic.
T-shirt that says that.
Oh.
That sounds like a good idea. You know, social media frustrates me because, like, sometimes my wife listens to the show a year in, sometimes she doesn't, but she'll always tell me, "Hey, I love your social media posts," and I'm like, "What social media post?" So she'll show me. She's like, "This is great," and like it upsets me because I'm like, "This is so good and it's so ethereal. Like it's gone tomorrow." And it was like, "This is so beautiful." And like it's just for now, for the
Are you
moment.
talking about stories?
yeah,
The reels.
yeah.
Is that a reel?
Is that a-
No, the
Story.
reels are
Story.
like they save as post. Story, I think, is what you're talking about because
Yeah.
it's only there for 24 hours.
Yeah, but even then, like it's just the fact that like it's content that you don't
For
go
George,
back to.
it's there and then it's gone because he doesn't have one.
Yeah. But like I'm just saying, like just all the hard work that goes to pitching it in that moment, and then you're on to the next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That
Like
makes sense.
even if you can go back and rewatch it, like it doesn't matter. Like you don't do that because that's not the medium.
And
of
then it's
social
like you
media.
look at that grid, your
Oh, that's
your,
nice,
your profile
man.
grid,
Yeah.
and it's like it looks nice.
And this is the first time I've ever had that feeling because I like got off social media like in the like early years of Facebook. So I had an Instagram for a weekend in California where I would update Pokemon Go stuff. And then I like after day 3, I was like, this is too much work. And then I just closed it. What have been some of your favorite episodes thus far?
Theme parks.
Not the one that I got COVID.
The one he got COVID.
Oh, actually the one he got COVID is one of my favorite ones
The
actually.
nothing.
Oh, is
episode?
that the one he had COVID?
Or was
he
it the
traveling?
shows must go on?
Oh,
Yeah, the nothing.
the nothing?
It was the nothing.
If it's the nothing one, yeah, the show about nothing.
Nah, I really like that one.
I'll never
coming back.
I
and,
mean,
like,
that's
listening to that one. Thought it was great.
S4M.
How did that feel like? You were
Monthly.
the first person, Gabe, to be off the show and come to an episode that you weren't in on.
I felt like dying and coming back to life.
Oh, wow, that's very poetic.
yeah.
Nah, it was a little like interesting because at first like you guys would have like the group chat going on and I'm like I'm not able to be physically here with you guys, or when I went on the cruise. So it's like I got like major FOMO of like, man, these guys are moving on without me. This sucks.
Bro, if you think that, I did that for a month. That was me
And
for an
then-
entire month.
Yeah. And so once I came back, I was just like greeted with the message like, hey, you listen to the episode, know that we love you.
That episode was for him.
And then the whole time I was like getting like, did they say like, were they trying to fight me? Like, did they say things on the air about me? Which, no, it wasn't that episode. I don't
That's
think.
like a
You're, like,
weird
putting words in
irrational
my mouth.
fear.
Yeah, it's strange.
Did
Um,
they tarnish
I-
my name?
I hate to interrupt, but that month that I was gone over the summer, I was literally like, I bet the show's so much better without me. I bet they want to do the show without me. Like I bet like they're like, hey, you know, we
that's
don't
so
really
sad.
need George.
You don't
Like,
need it.
do you
Bro,
think
we record?
you think he'll let us record in
At
the
his
studio?
house? Yeah, you should think he'll let us record in his house for free.
He's just a great
Meanwhile,
fan.
it's just the three of us like at midnight trying to crunch before that we have to post this episode.
Bro,
We're like,
yeah.
oh, we should have done this earlier.
Celsius sponsored us.
Just
that
like
whole
chugging
one.
straight
Yeah.
Celsius at unreasonable times. But no, I really enjoyed the episode. I thought it was very touching, I guess. I liked how you guys went over it. You guys went over like your experiences so far, right? That was the episode.
I don't even know what we're
I don't
talking
even
It was,
about.
remember,
it was
yeah.
the nothing
Yeah,
episode.
it
Nothing
was about a lot of
episode.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we talk about chess for like 6 minutes or something.
We
That's
talking about
crazy.
chess?
No, I don't think that really
Yeah.
happened.
That's crazy.
But if I said it, you'd believe it. 'Cause
A
you have
link
no
got
idea.
So
fixated on
that
the
was your
sign.
favorite episode, George? One of your favorite
It was
episodes?
one of my favorite. I think that was the first time I was like, I love this episode when we broke the format.
You like let loose. Yeah, you let loose a bit.
Yeah, I'll say that before you guys go over, and then I'll tell you what else I liked. But I love the episodes where we break the format. That's
The nothing episode is special because it leads to the monthlies.
yeah, which is your brainchild.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I like that. How can we do that every month?
Yeah, and also, how can we not come up with 52 different topics?
How can we like?
I thought the monthly was my brainchild.
You're wrong.
Are you stealing my brainchild?
I mean, I specifically remember Dan
Yeah,
pitching to
I
me.
mean, I don't know
No,
if
I remember saying we need to do like a recap of a month because 52 is too much.
You don't remember that, right?
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
I remember this.
So you're wrong.
Dang it.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it was
Okay,
a collaboration.
Yes,
I'm just
Link
gonna say.
and I
I'm
came
gonna
up
say it
with
was
the
Danny.
idea. Link and I
Stop
came up with the
stealing my
idea.
baby.
Our baby.
Who gave birth to it?
I'll be honest with you. Early on, I used to just have a lot of conversations about the show with Dan because I was like, he's the producer, so like, he's responsible for the behind the scenes stuff, especially when he wasn't on the show at all. And I'd be like, Link, I don't want to burden him with with everything, So I would like get feedback from Gabriel and then like talk to Dan, and then I would just pitch like already completed ideas in my mind. Link, what do you think? He's like final approval guy.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
if Link-
scared to hear what.
Yeah, and I was like, if
thoughts,
Link thinks
'cause
it sucks, then it's back to the
Yeah.
drawing board.
And that's why we're canceling the show. We had a good run.
back to the drawing board.
Yeah. What we need a new logo, new
Yeah.
title,
A
a
new song.
a new form of media.
Yeah.
You guys think about
Making short films.
making short
Anybody know how to
Painting?
draw?
painting, guys?
Yeah.
Painting? That sounds good.
S4M paints.
I mean, searching for McMuffin is available.
Okay, this is an agenda now. What else? What about you guys? What are your top favorite episodes? Is it bad that I have to go back and look at?
I
the
really
episodes?
enjoyed.
Big fan, bro.
I think one of my favorite ones is Hot Boy Summer.
Cowboy Summer. Good.
Yeah, Hot Boy. I really enjoyed that
Yeah,
one.
you enjoyed
That
doing the
was
show
fun.
without me. Yeah.
I know. I knew that was coming.
That was fun.
That one's fun. Yeah, because we were able to share our experiences, dating and stuff like that. We were able to be vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
which we don't often do on the show.
Yeah.
And I got
Vulnerable every
positive
week.
feedback for that episode, and I was like, "Oh, cool, thank you." So I think that one's one of my favorites. I like the Searching for Love because, like you said,
I love searching. for
Yeah,
love,
you only like that one because you won.
No, not
Yeah,
even
I'm
then.
salty.
I just liked how like you said, we broke the format and we
Mhm.
just had fun in that episode.
That's like a pure comedy
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that episode I was 7 feet tall.
If you haven't listened to it, I recommend go back, listen to it. It's so much fun.
And a lot of people, that's one of our most popular episodes, but a lot of people skip that episode because the people that are all in, like with our topic, I've had people ask me in real life, like, should I listen to Searching for Love? Because I don't think I'm interested. And I'm like, please listen to Searching for Love.
Just chaos.
Yeah, because they're like, I don't think I care about dating and stuff. I was like, don't worry.
No, yeah.
Like, yeah, so Searching for Love is one of my favorite. you said Hot Boy Summer. That episode was so frustrating for me because it was the first one you guys did while I was away, and I had to wait till like I had internet to be able to download and listen to it. And the whole time I'm like yelling at like, this is what I would say. This is what no, don't. You're wrong. Like, oh, that's a good point. Like I'm like doing the show to myself. I'm even going, yeah, mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes when like I know probably not recently, but whenever you did like go back and listen to the episodes, and you're remembering the conversation, like does somebody say something, and then you like in your brain it just immediately goes, "This is what I would say in this situation," or "This is what I should have said," and then you listen to it and it's actually what you said.
Yes.
Yeah, that's happened to me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, that's actually what I ended up saying.
That actually just happened to me like this week because you guys were like arguing. Well, Link was arguing with someone about the tier lists that we did for Pixar.
Oh, I got
And
a lot of feedback about that.
Yeah, and he was fighting me on one. I was like, I would never do that. That's not true. Totally where I put it on the tier. And I was like, I can't believe I negotiated down to that spot. So,
What?
well, he was telling me about how Finding Nemo and Finding Dory are in the same
They
Yeah.
were,
A tier.
and we moved them up.
I-
We moved one of them up.
I put Nemo in S.
Okay.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
okay.
Justice for Finding Nemo.
I put Nemo in S.
All right.
Because I had people come up to me and tell me that they're like, "What?" And then it became like a class wide debate before one of our tests.
I had people upset at me that that Finding Nemo wasn't in my top 5. But then I have other people that are like, "Oh, I'm so glad you put Incredibles in your top 5." And I was like, "Oh, I can't please everyone because there's only 5 spots, and that's the only one that I'm budging on."
Listen, the
what
only
5
thing I'll
is.
say is justice for Cars. You guys did Cars dirty. That's
Yes.
a
Cars did Cars dirty.
Well,
that's
ma-
a low.
John Lasseter did Cars dirty.
Justice.
he did
for
other
Cars.
things dirty.
Hey,
but-
yo.
Okay. I hate Cars. Okay, I'm sorry. That's so. That's,
I like the first one.
The first one's good.
Did we put it in
Sure.
bad? Did we put it in bad?
I think I did. I might have negotiated.
Did we
up
put
to-
no? We put
Just-
Cars in like okay or
Okay,
good.
right?
I think
Yeah.
it was okay, but I don't think
It's
so.
good.
I think they're all bad.
You're
Okay.
hurting my feelings.
I'm sorry. You know what? I like the concept. Does that make you feel better? I like the Cars. I like the world of Cars. I just don't
What
like
do you not like?
any.
Owen
the
Wilson.
movies are boring, bro. I don't like Owen Wilson.
Wow.
I don't like Owen Wilson.
He's the best.
Unless he's in a Woody Allen movie
You're just
or
a hater, man.
Loki.
What's your favorite episode?
Not
then?
even Wes Anderson.
My number.
No, I don't like him in Wes Anderson.
I mean, in my top 3, I know I have theme parks in my top 3. I think that's a really good episode.
Oh yeah,
Unexpectedly good.
yeah. I got a lot of good feedback on that one,
Exactly.
and we weren't sure. We were like, "Is this a weak topic?" Like, but we like theme parks.
I thought it was a weak topic, and I was just shocked by everyone liking it.
Yeah.
All these weak people.
Wait, you thought it was weak after we recorded it?
I thought weak.
No,
Yeah, it's a weak topic.
Like the topic. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, should we even be doing an episode?
But that episode was weak after we recorded. Did you still think that?
Oh no! At first, I thought it was a weak topic.
I think sometimes when you
I did
think a
too.
topic is weak, it still stays with you. Like after you're like, "Oh, that was better than I thought," but
Yeah.
I still don't think like, should we have talked for an hour and a half
Yeah.
about theme park? You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what the quality of the episode is, you go in and out with kind of like, I don't know if this was the right choice for this week.
Yeah.
People love theme parks.
Yeah, people who don't listen to our regular episodes, because you lose people when you do like, let's say Stranger Things. That's it. The people who don't watch Stranger Things aren't gonna listen to that one. Like Thor, I didn't watch Thor, and then listen to it. Like, you know, so you lose people with titles, but theme parks is like, okay,
It's like a little bit more universal.
yeah, like the travel
the park.
episode.
So more ambiguous titles.
Yeah, because it's more like the travel episode. Like I either
Trick them.
you either love to travel or you want to know more about traveling. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, the travel one is one of my favorite ones.
Really?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that one.
Oh, okay.
That one and what was the other one? I really like the Batman one.
The Batman was an interesting
The
experience.
Batman.
We got a lot of excellent feedback from like all over places with the Batman. That was just a great moment. The thing is too, how the show ties to your experiences in real life. I'm always gonna remember that chapter of this year when the Batman dropped. And it was like, it's not just our experience watching it, but then sending a conversation out into the world and then getting feedback back from that. It's a really interesting experience.
I feel like it's one of those things that like we were extremely passionate about.
Yeah.
So we went in on that
Mhm.
episode and we were just so happy after watching it and just it was a great time.
Beautiful. I really enjoyed the Danny and Link go to MegaCon one.
Yes, you
I
did.
thought that one was
Shoot, I
fun.
forgot that episode.
That's another example of Link wanting me off the show. That's like all his favorite ones are just when I'm not here.
We were here for the Searching for Love.
Okay, but I don't
He was-
participate.
yeah, he
I'm the
was,
straight
no,
guy.
but you were
I'm the
there,
host.
yeah.
Okay.
Link can't deny himself.
Okay. What else? Anything else? Or that's pretty much it. I'm really proud of the Moon Knight episode as a selfish reason because I
That
think
is a good episode.
I think
for
you're
you,
the only.
though.
I think you're the only person that can make people like Moonlight.
Moon
Knight.
Knight.
Nah,
Moon
Moonlight won
'Cause
an
Moonlight's
Academy
a great
Award for
film.
Best
Yeah.
Picture.
Great
Yeah,
film.
I think
yeah.
you're the only person that actually, because a lot of people did not like Moon Knight.
Yeah.
You convinced all of us that Moon Knight was
Yeah.
awesome, and I think you're the only person I know that
Yeah.
has done that so far.
And I've heard other people be like, "Oh, I look at the show completely. I really hope that season 2 doesn't just like destroy everything that I
I
said."
can't wait to revisit Moon Knight.
Yeah, I hope that episode ages well. Yeah, so some really great conversations, some really interesting experiences, some real life bleeding into the show and vice versa. Any memorable behind the scenes stories? I know we talked a little bit about some of them too, but anything that
Behind the scenes stories.
yeah, like anything like maybe outside of the show that gives us insight. We talked a little bit about like how getting the show off the ground was difficult. We talked a little bit about getting the team together. There was another example. I don't remember. I don't remember what we just talked about. But anything.
I think brainstorming the support intros, like when they're like really fun ideas,
Yeah.
it's really fun because we do like different takes and stuff.
Yeah.
and pick the best one.
Yeah. That's way more work than it should be.
Yeah,
Because it's like you have to basically like write a skit for like a minute or so, and then you just burn them like every week. You burn through them.
I thought the photo shoot was fun. We
photo
did.
shoot was
The
fun.
photo shoot was interesting. I'm not a photo guy,
Me neither.
so
I used them on my dating profile, so I thought that was awesome.
You use them in your work life too, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
You send memos with them attached.
Yeah,
That's like your Christmas card for
It's-
the next 6 years.
exactly.
Actually, your boss accidentally attached a photo of you and Danny at MegaCon because you had used the scanner at work, and that was the last image.
What?
Wait, I don't know this
Oh,
story.
you don't know? Okay, so that's an interesting behind the scenes. You want to tell it or?
I'm trying to remember the story. I scanned. Oh, okay. So when we went to MegaCon, we took. We went. I'm sorry. When we went to MegaCon, it was me, Dan, and our friend Pookie, and we took a picture with Elijah Woods, right?
All right.
And I kept the physical copy,
Yeah.
and I told him, "Oh, I'm gonna scan it for you guys at work." So I go to work, I scan it. I didn't delete the document. I just left it on the computer there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that it was gonna send it to a
Yeah,
computer.
it's the last. Okay, the scanner saves all the files that you scan into it, right? So the last file that was scanned into the system, and it just saves it with some random number like
yeah.
05439, right? So that's the last image
Yeah.
that was attached.
So I'm like, I didn't think anything of it, so I left. I'm like, all right, sending this to Danny and Pookie. Now we can all post it on our stories. And then, later,
So then our boss was doing some documentation with the lawyer, right? They had just finished scanning like an image to do zoning. Yeah, to do zoning on the like property, right? And they just obviously attached the last image that they just finished scanning about 30 seconds before Link scans his photo. So then she gets a email back. Oh, thank you for the contract, but the image you attach seems to be an image of 4 young men standing together. I don't know if you meant to send this. Please attach the requested documentation.
Oh, that's so good.
So somewhere out there is a lawyer with a photo.
I just would
It's
love
their-
to
it's
see
their
his
demo.
reaction.
yeah.
3 random dudes and Elijah Wood.
I wonder,
what the F?
I
I
wonder,
hope he doesn't even know if it's.
I wonder,
Elijah
I'm
Wood.
like,
I don't think he knows it's
He's
Elijah
just a
Wood.
guy behind plexiglass.
Nah, but you imagine if he did know it was Elijah Wood. He's like, what the hell's Frodo doing in this picture?
Hey, check this out. I got a picture of Frodo with 3 dudes.
And a piece of glass in between them.
Oh,
Dude, that's hilarious.
I totally forgot about that story.
I can't believe you didn't tell me that. That's such a good story.
See? So that would be an example of a memorable behind-the-scenes story.
Oh, that was a good bit.
Nothing can top that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty good. You mentioned bits.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what is a bit. What is?
What is it?
Viewers.
Oh, the fact that Link constantly thinks that there's people watching us, even
That is a
though
bit.
yeah, we don't set up any cameras.
My
or-
mind is set up on, television. So
Why is
Celsius.
The Celsius is a good bit.
that? Oh,
Celsius, yeah.
Celsius isn't as much a bit as it is like
A life- it's a
desperate
lifestyle.
pandering.
It's a lifestyle.
Celsius spit is a lifestyle.
Maybe we can sell the show to Celsius.
We should try to get them to sponsor us.
Yeah, right?
Can we send an email? Like, is that a serious thing we can do?
Yeah, I think we can. Like,
I think we would just be like, hey, we've mentioned your product
Yeah.
on our
Several
show
times.
yeah.
several times.
We are a world.
Also, I am single-handedly keeping your business alive.
Yeah, our show. We can just say the show does it instead of just Gabriel's personal expenses. Our show invests at least 15 grand on Celsius.
But that's actually true because
month.
I got people at school to do it.
yeah.
Look at that.
And by saying I got,
Like a
I
pyramid.
just
scheme.
told them, hey, because they have them in the vending machines at school. I was like, this is actually pretty good.
And you tell them,
Everyone started
you don't
getting
even need Adderall.
You don't need you don't need any of it.
You don't need cocaine.
Yeah.
Let me give you Celsius.
You don't need performance-enhancing drugs.
You're gonna get jacked. You're gonna be wired the whole time, and Top Gun's gonna be a fever dream when you watch it in Dolby.
I'm gonna clip this.
Listen, even though you're watching on Paramount Plus, you take Celsius, it'll be like you're in a Dolby theater.
That's a commercial right there.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite bits are like the wordplay ones. Like every time we never know whether we're talking about Avatar, The Last Airbender, or Avatar, the Blue. Guys,
Cop Stoppers?
right there, so.
Stop.
That's not a thing. That happened today.
Clock.
I've created a bit.
Stoppers.
That happened earlier this month. Wow. Look
What?
how far. Well, go ahead.
This month? Wasn't that this episode?
Yeah. Wait, what did I
I
say?
didn't
This
say
month?
Yeah, who said this month?
You.
About what?
You
don't-
just said earlier this month.
He stopped the clock.
Did I say that? I meant. I don't know what I meant. Hour, this week, this
That
episode.
was like 2 hours ago.
Well, look how far we've come. I think we've gone a long way. To kind of like wrap our head around this conversation, where we are now versus like where we started. What have we learned along the way?
Don't worry about the numbers.
That is true. Don't worry about the numbers. That's a good one. We've had grand successes, and we've had. It's funny because it's like, if anyone's seen this, I say that I don't have social media, but this became my social media, and since where I started getting really like obsessed with like how many likes, how many listens, how many watch, seeing the numbers go up, dopamine rush, seeing the numbers go down. Is it the topic?
It's addictive.
Yeah. And it's, you double think everything because you're like, was it me? Did I not do a good job? Was it the topic? Should we not talk about that? Ooh, why is this successful? Should we do this every week?
And one thing I guess I learned from that is don't think, just do.
Okay.
I mean, good. It's a bit, but he's right.
Yeah.
Like,
Because
don't
I realized
overthink the show.
because I realized a lot of it was I was getting in my head. I wasn't a fan of like the way that I sounded, and I felt like I just kept saying like every 5 seconds, and that was something that was like super like just bothering me every time I would hear it.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I was like, it's not that big of an issue.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah. You get differing opinions on this because people are like, avoid it as much as possible. And I do agree with that. Avoid it as much as possible. But also, this isn't a movie. This is, this is real time conversation.
Yeah.
So we have those transitional phrases in our lexicon, and they're just things that we say as we move. As long as you're moving from one idea to the next, like you said, nobody really cares. Now, if you're doing it every waking moment, then it gets in the way of understanding what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure, learning to let go of the language. That's a great lesson, I think.
I think I learned that,
Zack Snyder still sucks.
of course. But speaking about sucking, Anchor.
Whoa.
Anchor. Or what
Oh,
are they? What are they?
Wait, we're still on Anchor.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm canceling the show right now. Anchor.
Going rogue.
Wait,
Somebody
wait.
take his mic.
Anchor. I'm coming for you.
Sometimes in life we
Think of-
experience the
Technical difficulties.
There is a lesson there. Think about the platform.
I'm just
you're
gonna start
use.
wrapping up.
Hurry.
Until next time.
So next season.
So there is a next season.
Yeah. Because all of next season, I'm going to be talking
It's a legacy sequel.
garbage about Anchor.
What? We just finished talking about how Anchor has all the tools to support
To allow you to record and edit your podcast straight from your phone or computer.
Which, by the way, we've
And
never
takes
done
away-
that.
And takes away your money.
Yeah,
Wait,
because why would you do that?
Yeah, by the way, we say that in the ad,
Oh,
but
man, what?
because
Don't
we're,
get me started on this, guy. I'll trash Anchor.
because we're
Join me. Join your dark side.
we're legally obligated to follow
gotta
that
switch
portion.
platforms quick.
Stop. we're legally
We're
obligated
clock stoppers now.
to follow that script, but we have never once used Anchor's tools to record and edit straight to our phone or
Right.
computer.
I'm not going to lie. I don't even know what Anchor is. All I know is what I've heard you guys say about Anchor, and I'm just going to double down on it's a terrible platform.
no. Don't repeat it. That's not us. I don't know what you're talking about.
It personally
Link's
does not
views do
work
not
for me.
reflect-
I
These
think
are
you
the show.
I think you misunderstood what we were talking about.
It doesn't work for me.
And that's all from our guest Link.
Who is not a real host.
Yeah. George, Dan, and Gabe.
They owe us money.
Okay.
Thousands of dollars. We've lost hundreds of listeners because of them and their algorithm. We might as well just go to TikTok.
This is just like full sabotage now.
How long can you go on TikTok?
You can do live stuff on TikTok. I always skip that stuff, but I really do.
Gee, sounds like we should really
Yeah,
do it. Yeah.
Whatever. Algorithm's better over there.
Think about your platform wisely.
Oh man.
I can't.
Okay, so we're still on Anchor for at least 2 weeks. Hopefully, I don't get an angry email from our
I don't even listen to
platform
this.
representative.
They might have like a
Filters?
system that
Yeah, they ha-
flags
yeah,
the
like
word
a-
anchor.
Yeah, like
And
Like
if
if they
that's
say
the
anchor,
case-
and every time they go, like, what do they say? What do
Yeah,
they say? What do
exactly.
they say?
Yeah.
Anchor.
Take down their system.
So
You know what?
overloaded.
I am gonna overload their servers right now by just saying Anchor instead of saying like all the time. I'm gonna use the word Anchor. So the other day, Anchor, I met one of our viewers, Anchor, and let me tell you, Anchorly
You couldn't say anchor when you said and.
Anchor.
Anchor. Okay. All right.
Miranda.
I don't know if this bit is gonna stick. We've taken a look back at our past, where we've been, and now kind of. I feel like I say this a lot on the show. By the way, sometimes when you do these outros week to week, I'm like,
Every
I
time
said this
You live in the past,
like
man.
15 times.
Every time he's like, in the past.
Yeah. I
We're
mean,
moving forward.
we do
We're moving-
we
we're
do
moving forward.
retrospective episodes.
Season 2, no George
Yeah.
outro.
All right. Oh, I'm okay with that because they are a chore.
That's
all
not.
right.
That's not a promise.
But you always do a great job.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
always
and
do.
I'm,
Oh, thank you,
I'm always
thank you.
amazed at how you were able to get that out of your butt.
But anyways,
But you know what else is in our butt?
no, don't say
Anchor.
No.
Just ruining everything for
Okay.
us.
Before Link gets us canceled,
I'm gonna
before
make sure the ad plays before this episode, just so people know.
before Link gets us thrown off the platform,
we need
before
a new one.
our 1 year anniversary, which we actually already passed. It's already been a year,
It's been a year,
right?
man.
But we haven't hit our 50th episode yet. We started as a bi-weekly show, right? And then we went weekly somewhere near December. But we caught up with some bonus episodes, so we're at 50. Yes, Link was very upset. He was like, "Isn't a year 52 weeks?" Okay, yes.
That Link voice.
That's pretty deep for a Link voice.
He was dressed as Batman at the time. But
You ever seen that video
no, which one?
where this kid dressed up in a Batman
Yes.
costume in the back of his mom? His mom's cleaning the dishes, and he's like, "Hey, honey, what do you want for dinner?" And he just comes up, "Justice."
Yeah. Oh, that was actually. There's a video of my niece. She wasn't allowed to watch the Batman because she was only like 8. Well, she was 7 when it came out, right? She turned 8 since then. So she didn't go watch the Batman, but they were playing it on the cruise for like 20 days straight. Well, like the cruise 16 days, so like the whole 2 weeks plus straight. So eventually, like in pieces, she watched the whole thing, probably multiple times. So when I walked into the room, she jumped out of the luggage and she went, "I am vengeance!" And I was like, "You probably weren't supposed to watch that movie." Yeah. So, anyways, we take a look back at where we've been thus far, but I think we still got a lot more to say. So we're gonna do. I was gonna say this is our first 2-part episode, but I guess we have the Marvel movie month.
Anime.
Oh, and anime. That's right. We did do a 2-part. I forgot about that. Which, by the way, great feedback on the anime episode in hindsight. Like,
Is that sarcasm?
no, it's not sarcasm.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
numbers
Yeah,
are
I
very
couldn't
high
tell.
on those episodes. And then, like, now that I'm back in school, our younger audience is like, "Oh, you know, really like them." So, but anyways, as we move forward, I think we're gonna take another week to see what's next on the horizon. So as of right now, we still have a show, and we're gonna keep searching.
Until Anchor listens to this.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna keep on searching for a better platform.
Okay.
I hope you know Spotify owns Anchor. You're making a very big enemy.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't know who owns our
First
platform?
of all, I don't even know what Anchor is, okay? I keep on saying it's a platform. I don't know what the heck it is, okay? Don't know what Anchor is, but I hate it.
Until next time, keep searching.
Not for Anchor.